What's up, SKID Kids? So it's another day for another wonderful episode of the Drift Build, and today's going to be like a hodgepodge episode of just like a bunch of things I've been trying to do for a while and just haven't been able to do yet. So finally today we're going to be able to do them. So kind of like a to-do list today, but still kind of cool stuff. Basically, I've gone to the track once already. I had some camera issues. I may or may not put that footage up or not. Haven't decided yet. But basically, it went good as in a learning experience. I learned not so much how to drift, but what is wrong with the car and what needs to be worked on, what needs to be improved on. And there's a lot of things that started to show that I really needed to improve on car-wise, like differential having troubles locking up, and I actually did buy an LSD rebuild package, but just haven't had time to put it in yet. I do want to go to a different diff ratio eventually, but for now we're going to be just using the 4.3, and to fix that problem we are actually going to be doing a fluid change. So we're going to be putting in this nice Lucas heavy-duty gear oil, 80W90, just typical stuff. And because this is an OEM LSD vehicle, I'm going to throw in this Trans X Positrack LSD additive kind of cream. Basically what it does is it has medical particles in it that gets in those little clutches in the LSD and actually help grip it better, hoping that it'll help improve the life of my LSD just enough so that I can kind of finish the season until I upgrade the LSD or get into the differential to upgrade the ratio. So that's the first thing we're going to be doing. The other thing we're going to be doing is painting the fenders. So these are just this fiberglass black, and they're all cracked. I already broke it, but no big deal. But what I did buy at AutoZone is just sandable primer in a can, and then I got as close as possible. It's kind of close. It's going to be good enough until we actually paint the whole car. But it's a perfect match duplicate color, and from a distance I think it'll look good enough. So we're going to be throwing that on today. Those are the two to-do lists today. Other than that, just enjoy it. Maybe go for a drive and just see how it's been running. Haven't drove it in a couple weeks. One other thing we got to do soon is a battery tie down. That may or may not be in this episode or not. So yeah, guys, just hope you enjoy. Thanks for liking and subscribing and watching and just helping my channel grow. It means so much to me. Alright, now that we got it outside, basically what I'm going to do is just mask it off and clean up the area and shoot it with some primer. Pretty simple, basically just like painting anything else. Alright guys, so I got everything masked up, so I'm just going to shoot on a quick coat of primer and just see how it looks. And this primer is also wet sandable, which means you can sand it down and make it pretty smooth, and then we're going to shoot the blue on and just see how it looks. It should be pretty close. I mean, it might be off a little bit, but probably not by much. It's a drift car at the end of the day, so yeah guys, I'm going to shoot a coat of this on and see how it goes. Alright, so now that that first coat is in the middle of drying, got myself a bucket of water with 1,000 grit sandpaper. I'm just going to wet sand that until it's pretty smooth and then let it dry and then shoot the color on it. And I chose a lighter color primer, hoping that it would help brighten the color to help bring it closer to what the factory color is, because Sherwin-Williams, which is a I don't know if you guys have it, but it's a local paint place, but basically they didn't have what I needed. I was going to try and match it to the exact same color, but it was going to cost me hundreds of dollars. I said, nope. So $7 cans from AutoZone we'll have to do, and then we had 2. So I have to only use one of these per fender. So we're gonna see how that goes. Probably not very well, but eventually we're actually gonna paint the whole car a different color. I'm thinking no, I'm not gonna tell you. I think I'm gonna keep it a surprise because it's gonna be like a weird, quirky JDM color, just something weird and stupid. But yeah, guys. So we're just gonna let that first coat dry and then wet sand and shoot some color. Alright, since the fender was basically a complete failure, not at all what I wanted, we're just going to skip the other fender. We're going to come back to that one fender. We'll probably either paint it back to black, or at this point, actually the rattle can itself doesn't look bad, so I might end up actually rattle canning the whole car, just for shits and giggles really. Definitely a matte color, like I painted it, so it doesn't show streaks. Like when you spray stuff, so maybe like a matte white I think would be kind of cool, almost like a Panda Chireno coupe. I think that'd be kind of neat. But we're gonna change the diff fluid right now and add that LSD additive, just so we can get that LSD to hopefully have a little bit of life left and lock back up. And then from there we'll just swing it and go with whatever happens the rest of the night. All right, so it's the next day. We never get anything done in one day like I always planned, but basically what happens is I jacked up the car to get the diff fluid out, and I didn't have a 24mm socket, so I waited till today. I went and picked one up, pulled a drain plug off and drained the fluid out of it so I can put in that new fluid, and hopefully the LSD will lock up a lot better, at least what it should be locking up wise, instead of slipping, especially when I go to the right when I drift. It tends to not lock up at all. It just does one big one wheel peels. So yeah, it's going to pull the drain plug and let it flow out. You guys can see this, but this is all metal particle shavings on the end of this. Look at that. Ready? It's all metal shavings. This is a magnetic drain plug. That's probably pretty normal for a car that's over 30 years old, so it's not too bad. Not as bad as I thought it would be. So yeah, so now we're gonna let that drain for a couple more minutes, put the drain plug back in, and fill her up. Alright, so I just got the car on the ground. Been pretty easy, pretty simple. None of the bolts were rusted or broken off, so that's kind of nice. Everything just came loose. So yeah, we got new diff fluid in it. Might take it around the block, make sure everything's running good, feeling good. I don't know if there's a break-in period for that kind of liquid or not to actually get into the clutches of the limited slip differential or not, but definitely just gonna drive it for a couple days before I start getting on it again. But yeah, guys, so we'll move on to something else for this episode. This is gonna be kind of like a hodgepodge episode, just a bunch of random stuff going on, like fender painting and diff fluid, and I'm not sure what else we'll get into. Maybe paint some of the interior some more. We will be getting in the engine pretty soon, hopefully. Got timing belt that I've been saying I'll be doing for probably months at a time now. But I do have an LSD rebuild kit, but I want to wait until I get a different ratio until I pull it out so I can do it all at once. So yeah, guys, moving on to something else now. Alright, so I'm going to go around the block here and see if the differential sounds blown up. Actually, I put an exhaust on this, and that will be either after I do this, I'll show that, what I did to that, or maybe a whole separate video on how to do a budget exhaust, because I seriously made this exhaust for $23, I think. I'm putting the Skyline key and the Corolla key, but this thing's going to be pretty loud, so I don't think you'll be able to hear me. So yeah, we're just going to go around the block and maybe down the road a little bit, make sure the differential isn't blown up. Yeah, race car.
We broke down, woo!
Alright, so here we are on the side of the highway. Well, it's a highway to us in Ohio, just a little state road. But basically what happened is the shitty battery that the original owner gave me moved and shifted, even with a tie down, and actually shorted out against something. So I called my dad. He's going to bring the Toyota Supra's battery real quick. And I took off all this electrical tape, and I'm going to use the original terminals because someone spliced in these like weird screw-on terminals here, which don't work very well, just because someone was cheap and they basically bought a boat battery. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. again. Got it running. We're just gonna get moving now. Whee! We're moving again! How many cars are gonna break down in 1 week? This is the second time. Explore up there one day. I can't tell if it's a driveway or another road. It's my own fault. I'm stupid. I know. I gotta get a battery tie down. I was waiting because I really wanted to put the battery in the trunk. So I was waiting till I got some more money so I could reroute it. But it looks like I'm just gonna have to make a tie down for now until I get more money so I can put it in the trunk. So yeah, that was that little adventure, I guess. All right, guys. Next on the agenda is tires. So basically, I went to the track and I blew up the rear tires just because they're just so dry rotted. You can see on the fronts here how dry rotted they actually are. They're just like falling apart as I drive them. So what I bought last week is these. These are actually only $30 a piece. They're way better than what's on the car now. They're obviously not a performance tire, but I'm hoping if I just lower the pressure enough that it actually becomes a grippy tire like I want it to. But basically these are just 195/60 14s, which is the same size as that, so I should have the same fitment on the back because the old ones were, let me see here, this is a 185/75 14, so it's a lot thinner, but it's also a lot crappier. Good for drifting, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those on the rear rims, but then put those rims on the front, so I have the grippy rims up front and then throw these dry rotted ones on the back. So I'm going to throw them in the car real quick and head down and get those mounted. Tires are driving. Alright, so I just got back from the tire shop. So I'm going to mount them up, see how they look. Alright guys, so here it is with 1-inch spacers all around. Pretty good actually. Pretty happy with it. I might lower the back some more because I could still probably go another inch, and I can actually tuck this tire a little bit, which is pretty cool. I'm actually pretty happy with that. So I'm going to throw the other side on real quick and we might go for a little cruise because I did fix the brakes. Alright, let's see how she does.